Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG, and it's located on the north spawn of Murovanka under the command of entilzhar. Now it's a 105 light field howitzer that's mounted on top of a Char B1 chassis, and it's quite powerful. It's got a reload time of 7.85 seconds, and he can do 410 alpha if he can penetrate the target, 53mm. Now, it doesn't have any stun, but it does have a burst radius of 1.93 meters, so even if you get a near miss, you might still be able to do some damage. Okay, well, he's moving off to the east side of the map, and we don't often see this on Murovanka. Most Arty tend to stay over on the west side of the map, on both the south and north end. But it appears that entilzhar has got a trick up his sleeve, and we'll see how that works out for him. Okay, right, well, he's going to cover the Magic Forest, which is just ahead of him. Okay, I think that's it. And he's now getting ready for the first tank that's going to come into view. Well, KV2 came into view on the other side of the map, but nobody's spotting him at the moment. And so he's aiming for the spot where he expects that KV2 to come into sight. And now we've got an OI spotted. Rounds out. It's a long flight time. Yeah, he left that bit late. You need to leave enough lead on the target to take into account the fact that the shell's got to fly some distance. 2.7 seconds is the flight time. You see, a lot can happen in 2.7 seconds. Rounds out. And he splashed the KV2 for 44 hit points. Now he can really go to town on those heavies. He fired another round in. I think that was close to the KV2. But all he can see now is the OI and the Panzer IV. Ah, the KV2 comes into view. And he finally gets a hit on the OI. Now it's going to be a little difficult to fire at the KV2 because it's slightly smaller than the OI. But he can certainly get shots on the OI, no problem. It's quite a big tank, a heavy tank. Okay, it's quite a long way that he's looking, he's viewing. I tend to look a little closer to make sure that I'm aiming at the right spot. Okay, well, got a pair of, well, KV2 and a KV1. So there must be two KV2s on the enemy team. Yes, there is. And it's a tier 6 game, so that means that entilzhar is bottom tier. And he's just got a hit. He definitely put a round into that KV1. Going for the KV2. Rounds out. Direct hit. Now the trick and the technique for playing the Fifi, or Fifi La Pew Pew, the leFH, is to actually let the aim dial in on the target. Once you've got a fully contracted reticule and shoot, it should be fairly accurate. You see, that shell landed exactly where it was aimed, but unfortunately the target, the tank, wasn't there. We almost hit that T-34. Rounds out. Looks good. It landed near that T-34. He's looking around for more targets now. There was a Stug 3G up on top of that hill there, but we've lost sight of it. He's dialed in on the spot and fired a blind shot in. Nope, no joy on that. Now, one of the bad things about the Fifi La Pew Pew, or the leFH, whichever way you want to call it, is that it doesn't come with a huge amount of ammunition. You only get 42 rounds. And you can easily burn through all that ammunition before the end of the game. He's going for a VK3002M, which is the tier 6 Panther prototype. And he did get a direct hit, and he's fired another round in. And he's not there now. He's moved on. Okay. There seems to be a lot of enemy tanks in that corner, but not many of them in sight. Very few enemy tanks have gone through the Magic Forest, which tends to make me think that most of their force is on the west side. Our guys are actually moving in behind them at the other end of the map. Now, entilzhar's down to 22 rounds now. And he hasn't got anything to shoot at. So he needs to hold fire until he's got something he can definitely hit. And there's a VK3002M. Well, it looks like somebody hit the 3002M. There is another Arty in our team. It's a gorilla, and I suspect it was him who actually fired. And that was a Dickomax just taking out our VK3002M. We're dialing in on him. This should be a good shot. It is! And that's the Dickomax of the enemy team out of the game. Now there's one enemy tank. Oh, 3 enemy tanks in sight. In fact, that OI would be a very good target to go after now, because he's gone up the west side, and there isn't very far that he can actually go or maneuver. So he's going to take a lot of fire. He has already just been hit by the gorilla because he's just been stunned, and now we can fire at him. Rounds out, and that one hit the tank. But it didn't explode, or it just didn't penetrate. He's fired another round in. Note the OI's moved on and it's now not spotted again. I'm afraid that some of our players are just not playing. There's a T150 and a KV2 and they're sitting at the back of the map not doing anything at all. And that's a disgrace because they're heavy tanks. Well, that's the 3002M out of the game, so that's a second kill for entilzhar. entilzhar's playing the game. Now, our entire force that went south has been wiped out, I'm afraid. Yep, a Stug 3G, an IKV-103 and an M10 RBFM managed to see off all of those tanks. And now we're 3 tanks down on the enemy, and they have a considerable force on the west side of the battlefield. Okay, well, we've spotted the IKV-103 in the Magic Forest. Dialing in. Kill shot! That was a one-shot kill because he was 350 hit points. But our bathtub, the S35CA, just took a huge amount of damage. He's only got 2 hit points left, and he probably won't survive very long. I suspect that the tanks that were hitting him were tank destroyers. But he's unspotted now and moving away. I'm trying to help him at the moment. That OI is visible on the west side again, but entilzhar's noticed that and he's moving over. That's a one-shot kill. Well, one-shot, a splash kill now. You don't take one shot to kill. Rounds out. That should be it. He did hit the target, but it didn't kill him. It must have done some damage. Nope. That one didn't hit. 14 shots left. He'll need to conserve ammunition. He can't afford to blind fire forever. 13 shots left. And the T150 and the KV2 are still sitting at the back of the map, not doing anything at all, which is absolutely disgusting. Only the T150 actually does have a kill. KV2 no kill at all. Now we've managed to claw back the score, and that's through the help of that S35CA, who's actually just killed the M10 RBFM. But the enemy is still in a very good strategic position because they hold the west side of the map and the centre. The S35 is having to go along the edge of the very map to get south so he can engage some of the enemy targets from behind. The way this is going, it could end up as a draw because nobody seems to be willing to actually engage. Now we did see a T-34 moving through the village, and there's some destruction going on near the church. You can see some of the objects being destroyed. And he's just killed the OI. A blind shot kill on the OI who was moving through the village. There's the KV2 moving over to the west side of the map, to the east side of the map rather, and it looks like he's going to engage the S35C8. Note that was just short. Good try, on target. The bathtub is in a position to shoot, I think. Rounds out. Direct hit on the turret for 145. If we can bring his hit points down enough, then the bathtub can probably finish him off. Another good hit. 117. And there's the KV1. Rounds out on the KV1. Direct hit for 106. Gonna try and get the KV2. That poor S35 is in a rather precarious position. And now he's been killed by the KV1. We're going to lose sight of these tanks very shortly. And they are going to come north, and we're the next tank in line. Oh, he fired his 6th round blind, and now he's only got 5 rounds left. He needs to conserve that ammunition. There's still 4 minutes of the game to go, and he's the next one in line to get seen by the enemy, or rather the enemy's headed this way. When T150 and KV2 are still sitting on the back of the map camping. It's absolutely disgusting. Despite the fact that the T150 has 1 kill, the very fact that he's sitting on the back of the map is awful. It's a complete waste. There he is. There's the KV1. Now he's auto-aimed on. I would have gone to the overhead aim rather than auto-aim. Don't fire at him when he's moving. Oh, he did fire this direction, but he actually fired at the T150 and the shot went straight past us. Now the KV2 may be the next tank to come into sight. Now, at least the T150 now has 2 kills. The KV2 still doesn't have any at all. The KV2 has lost some hit points, so he might have actually been taking part in the battle. Now that was an Arty round, just landed nearby. The enemy does have an Arty. It's a 105 leFH18B2, a leFH. Now he may have been blind firing these bushes to try and get the T150. That Arty shell was very, very close. You can see it landed on the corner of entilzhar's Fifi. You can see the name Fifi La Pew Pew on the side. Oh, there's the KV2. Now, go to overhead aim. That's it. Accurate shooting. We'll take out that KV2, no problem whatsoever. Rounds out. Kill shot. Nicely done. There's only 2 enemies remaining now. The KV2 is in the Magic Forest, the only other one. I'm afraid there's only there's less than 2 minutes now. We've had the 2-minute siren. It happened when we were aiming at the KV2. I don't think there's any chance that we're going to be able to find the enemy, the last 2 enemies, before the end of this minute. Our only hope is the T150 goes into the Magic Forest and finds the KV2 and then wipes him out. But to be honest, I'm not sure that any of the others can get as far south enough to actually find the Fifi, because I think he's probably over on the west side of the map and right at the very back of the map. Well, there's only 16 seconds to go now, and then it'll be a draw. And I think it's almost certainly a draw now, because there's absolutely no chance we're going to kill the KV2 in 6 seconds. That's it, time's up. It's a draw. But a draw with 5 kills. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for entilzhar. Well, he got a first class tanker in the game. Managed to get at least a first class tanker in the 105 leFH18B2. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5, 1 short of getting a top gun. And he got the high caliber because he did deal the most damage in that game. And so at the very least, even after spending all of those shells, at least he had something to show for it at the end. Let's have a look at team score. There you go. Highest damage, 1,674 hit points of damage. He pipped the gorilla on his team, who was also very busy. He got 1,609 hit points of damage, but he didn't get any kills whatsoever. So that's unfortunate for him. He was renamed User 8, or is it 829? So he must have had another name which Wargaming disapproved of. When it came to kills, it was entilzhar again. He managed to get 5 kills. The next highest scorers only had 2 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, it was entilzhar again with 472 base experience points. The gorilla got 455 and the Dickomax 446. entilzhar fired 38 rounds. He only had 4 rounds left at the end of the game. 15 direct hits and 3 penetrations and 20 splash. Damage of 1,674 hit points, and all of that was at more than 300 meters. He did receive a hit by way of splash damage. That was from the enemy Arty, the enemy Fifi. Did fire at him, but got very close. But unfortunately for him, he didn't get any damage on entilzhar. Yep, no damage suffered. Well, not really. Only 20 credits worth. That's nothing. And he's damaged 7 enemy vehicles, killed 5, and did 147 hit points of damage assist. On a premium count, he earned 22,702 credits, got 4,050 credits for the Achievements Award. That's the Courageous Resistance Award. That's for getting an epic medal in a losing or draw game. So it beefs your score up to that of a winning team, as if you have one because you did so well. 40,128 credits altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he actually took away 35,244 credits. And he received 472 XP, got 303 for the Achievements Award, took 465 because this is a premium vehicle, one of only 2 premium Artys in the game. We would like more, please, Wargaming. And the total came to 1,628 experience points altogether. Now, he actually called this replay Eating Humble Pie, and the reason was he was actually taking the mick out of a lot of the other players who were playing the Fifi, and so he decided to do it himself. And when he did actually do it himself and thought he was dead meat, the enemy shell landed right next to him, and of course he survived. And it was, as he said, he was lucky he was firing the wrong shells. If the shell had actually hit him, it might have done a lot of damage. But at least he had a good game, and he did get an epic medal out of it, so that's great. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully we'll have some more replays for you shortly. We try to put out at least 4 a day, and I think we've probably got enough for maybe about 8 on Sunday, at least if we can. It's now going to take me the rest of the night to upload these. Thanks for watching.